Now, on debate number 2, we have all the key players. We have people who played a role at that point of time. We have the person who's brought out those revelations, the journalist from London, right? We have representatives of political parties. And first, I'd like to introduce there on your screen is Phil Miller. He's a journalist. He's written that controversial piece. Phil, thank you for joining us. Taking him on this debate is R.K. Dhawan. R.K. Dhawan is a member of the Congress Working Committee. He was former Special Assistant to the then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi. Also is Brigadier Israr Rahim Khan. Brigadier Israr Rahim Khan was commanding officer of the 10 Guards Battalion during Operation Blue Star. He saw the action, he led the action. With us also is G. Parthasarathy, very distinguished Indian diplomat, former High Commissioner to Pakistan. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was posted in Pakistan at that time, and therefore this is what he says will have significance because there was Pakistani support for Khalistan. Satyapal Jain is the head of the legal cell of the BJP. He wants answers. Manjit Singh, GK, is president of the Delhi Gurdwara Parbandhak Committee. He wants answers from the Congress party. And Maheshinder Singh Grewal, advisor to the Chief Minister of Punjab, is also with us tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's begin. First to you, Phil. You stand by your piece. Do you stand by your piece because the reactions of all the Indian political parties who are on the defensive on the subject are to question these documents and to say that there is no veracity to the charge that India ever sought help from the UK for Operation Blue Star?
Yes, I stand by the article that I wrote on Monday based on these documents, almost entirely based on the documents. In fact, most of the article is just a transcript of what is said in these official British government letters from February 1984. And it is unusual for the British government to release information about SAS operations, and I think that's partly why David Cameron panicked slightly and asked his cabinet secretary to investigate why these papers were even released to the public.
So this whole matter is being investigated in the UK?
Yes, I mean, part of the investigation is to look at why the papers were even released in the first place, not whether or not something...
No, why would it be? Why would it be investigated? Sorry to interrupt, Phil. Why would it be investigated? What is wrong? Is there something illegal? By the way, here are the papers. I just want to show it to our viewers once. 10 Downing Street from the Principal Private Secretary, F.E.R. Butler, at that time.
Yeah, so
and there's another paper of... I'm just showing it for our viewers, Phil, because many people say that this is all made up now. This is a Foreign and Commonwealth Office letter.
Okay.
Right? And these are coming from the National Archives, so the authenticity of the document and the exact dates are also put out here. I'm putting this out. It goes back to 1984, of course. The dates are there. This is from the National Archives. These are the papers that Phil based his piece on. So, Phil, I just want to, before I open this up, Phil, why would this be investigated? Is there something illegal in the British SAS or British government giving some support?
I think it's embarrassing for the British government. And David Cameron must be sensitive to Sikh communities in the UK. But I guess because the aftermath of the raid was so disastrous, if there was any British military involvement in that, then they'd want to make sure, and even if there was advice at an earlier stage,
right,
February.
Okay, Phil. Mr. R.K. Dhawan, what these documents prove is that British help was sought for what was an internal security angle. You know, the documents, are you saying these documents are false, Mr. Dhawan? Do you doubt the authenticity of the documents?
Certainly, it is atrocious to think that a courageous leader like Mrs. Indira Gandhi would seek help from any other country to tackle situation in our own country. I can only tell you I was special assistant to the Prime Minister and I was in the know of the events that led to the situation in Punjab.
Yes.
I don't want to repeat those terrible days, but I can tell you, if you let me know the dates about the letters, then I will clarify the position.
Sir, as per my information and documents which I have, these letters are dated and I'm holding it up. These are not dates we make up. 23rd February 1984 is one, and the other one is 3rd February 1984. What relevance does this have? How does the discount?
Well, I can,
how do these dates?
Discounts is also because I'll tell you. I'll tell you why it discounts, because various negotiations were taking place with the Akalis and other leaders at various levels.
Yes.
On the 7th of February 1984, Mrs. Indira Gandhi held a meeting with the opposition leaders. On the 14th of February, that is also the tripartite meeting was held with all the leaders, and the Akalis is also present there. Then on 24th of May 84, the Prime Minister, the Home Minister made a statement in Parliament. There was no any question of taking any military action in Gurdwara. This Arvinder Saab and Mrs. Indira Gandhi, I can tell you, dismissed all the suggestions right from the beginning, whether they came from the internal agencies or the diplomats.
No. Have you not read? Have you not read Satish Jacob and Mark Tully's book, Amritsar, Mrs. Gandhi's
I
last
have read
battle?
all the books.
In which allow me to complete.
I have read all the books of everyone.
Mr. Dhawan, it says.
Let me say, you are not a Mr. Arnab. As is your habit, you never allow the person to say something.
No, I just want to counter you, sir.
That Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Yes.
I just want to counter you because in page 118 of Satish Jacob and Mark Tully's book, Amritsar, Mrs. Gandhi's Last Battle, it is said, and I quote, the government had started preparing for the military option, but that does not mean negotiations were ruled out. The government was negotiating till the bitter end, but it was preparing for the military option. In other words, during this whole build-up eventually to Blue Star, it is possible that Indira Gandhi was considering the military option even in February.
What they have written is cannot be, Mr. Arnab, what they have written is cannot be gospel truth, and it is far from truth.
No, but why are we not investigating it, sir?
Dismissed.
No, why are we not investigating it?
Dismissed. Let me complete. You let me investigate. Various question investigation. She dismissed all the suggestions that came for military action in them. I can tell you one thing. About 1.5 years when Mr. Gurdwara Singh was the Chief Minister, a suggestion came from him and certain intelligence agencies and the person close to her, whether they are bureaucrats or unconstitutional authorities who are looking into the affairs at that time.
So you are saying
military action should be taken and the Punjab government should be supplied with tanks.
No, you are
the
saying
Home Ministry files will clarify
No,
this.
you are saying the decision was sudden. You are saying the decision was sudden. Indira Gandhi was never considering the military option. But sir, these are letters. This is a letter from the private secretary of the Home. These are official letters from the British government. Why would the British lie?
Mrs. Gandhi will not seek responses from other countries.
Satyapal,
tell you, the whole process have started only after 24th of May.
Okay, we are getting.
The Akalis said that the government should not.
I with respect,
no taxes should be paid to the government.
With respect,
you are not allowing me to complete. That's the whole problem.
No, Mr. Dhawan, I want you to come.
The idea of having a military action or army action was forced thrust upon her. She was not at all anxious about it. She didn't want it because the intelligence agencies and the officer close to her thrust upon her.
Sir, please remember. So first of all, Mr. Dhawan, I have great regard for you at a personal level. I am not meaning to stop your train of thought, but I would like to say with great respect to you, and I don't want to make it political, but hear the other side. I want to bring in...
I'm not making it political at all. I'm stating the facts.
I see two hands go up. The Congress, the Akali Dal all want to question you.
Anybody.
The Congress, Akali Dal all want to question you.
Let them question anybody.
Okay, so we let them question you. I'll just say one thing then. It was a Congress government in power in 1984. Yes. It is a Congress-led government now.
Yes.
It was a Conservative government led by Margaret Thatcher in the UK in 1984. It is a Conservative government led by David Cameron now. If the same RB party can order a probe into its actions in the UK in 1984, why can't the same party order an inquiry into its actions in India? That's all. That's the only point I'm making. Now Satyapal Jain and Mr. Grewal and Manjit Singh will come in. Satyapal Jain first.
See, I like to say that after these letters have come in public domain, as per the policy of the UK government to declassify all the documents after 30 years, 3 questions immediately need answer from the Government of India. Number 1, whether any help was given or sought by the Government of India from the UK about tackling that problem, number one. Number two, whether this help was sought only from the UK or any other country was also consulted, or any other country's help was also sought or not. And three, if it is a fact that this help was sought from UK, why the government of India did not disclose these facts to the people of India for the
Mr.
last
Dhawan.
30 years? Number of books have been
Mr.
written,
Dhawan
number of articles have been written, and we are hearing for the first time,
Mr. Dhawan is responding. Hear him, sir.
No,
all the three questions three questions do not deserve any answer because there is no truth in it. I have told you there is absolutely no truth in it. A courteous leader like Mrs. Indira Gandhi would not seek help from any other foreign countries. She used to advise foreign countries what to do in their own countries.
So far as the courage of Mrs. Gandhi is concerned, that is well known. It was the courageous leader who created the situation when the Operation Blue Star was done. Who was responsible for that? What was your courageous leader doing for 4 or 5 years when all these terrorists were collecting in the Golden Temple? What was she doing? What was your Punjab government doing? What was Mrs. Gandhi doing? They did not enter Golden Temple within one day. They entered for years together. It was your government in Punjab. Sardar Darbara Singh was the Chief Minister. Jain Singh was the Home Minister. Mrs. Gandhi was the Prime Minister. What was your government doing in center and state?
No, one second. Mr. Maheshinder Singh.
No, but for the last 5 years.
1 second. Now let's. See, 1 second, sir. Mr. Dhawan, you see, some questions are in the public domain. I am coming to you, Brigadier Israr Khan, but answer these questions. You see, the letter reveals that it was a British SAS officer, Special Action Group or something to that effect, who drew up a plan and the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi approved it. Now I am asking, what was the nature of the plan?
In the letter never says that he met. The letter never says he met the Prime Minister.
Says Prime Minister. Sir, you are now making an accusation against me.
He met the Prime Minister.
Sir, you are.
Who says? And the letter does not say.
No, Mr. Dhawan, why the government of India is not responding? You are a private person. Why the government of India is not coming out with the facts?
Sir, now you are. No, 1 minute. You are now Sir, you are now accusing me.
Your question.
Sir,
you are not concerned what the government does and what the government doesn't do.
Sir,
you have asked my views. I am giving my views to you.
Sir, I understand. Please understand. 1 second, Mr. Dhawan. You were the key man that time. I'm glad you are on the Newshour tonight. I'm glad getting an opportunity to talk to you now, Mr. Dhawan. I think Phil Miller, who's on the program, has quoted the letter right. Phil Miller has not made it up, and it is written in the letter of 23rd February 1984, right? It says, and I will now read it, that the Foreign Secretary decided to respond.
No, the contents.
No, let me read the contents. Let me read the contents. I just for clarity, because you're saying I made something up. The Foreign Secretary decided to respond favorably
to the... I never said
the...
that you made something up. I have never said you made something
Sir,
up. I said whatever is written in the letter is absolutely false. There is no truth in it.
You said Indira Gandhi...
I have only said that Mrs. Gandhi never consulted anybody, never nor anybody from UK.
Sir, I am saying one thing, that 37 years...
I mean, she was deadly
Sir, please understand.
She was deadly against Blue Star operation.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 37 years after our independence, when we threw the British out, 37 years after that, how come months before Operation Blue Star, the British government knows the following, and I will now read it. Please listen to me, sir, and then we'll get... It says, the Foreign Secretary decided to respond favorably to the Indian request, and with the Prime Minister's agreement...
You have not allowed me to tell you the certain facts.
Sir, please let me read this sentence, then you tell me the facts. Sir, you just allow me to read 2 minutes, sir, please, 2 minutes. Just let me read 2 sentences, sir.
No, I mean, I know what is written, what is appeared in this.
No, but the viewers should know. Sir, the viewers of Newshour should know. Let me read it to the viewers. Allow me. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. So it says, the Foreign Secretary of UK decided to respond favorably to the Indian request, and with the Prime Minister's agreement, an SAD officer. What is SAD, by the way? Phil, what does SAD mean? 1 minute.
Who's the request?
SAD.
The Foreign Secretary is
No. Phil.
Who's the request?
Phil, what does SAD mean? SAD.
Who's the request?
So this part of the letter...
Who's the request and made by whom?
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Let the journalist speak from London. Yes.
I must tell you.
Yeah, this part of the letter we think is a typing error. So it should read, SAS. The grammar is an. So an SAS officer.
Okay, so it says
an SAD.
So it says an SAS officer has visited India and drawn up a plan which has been approved by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. The Foreign Secretary believes the Indian government may put the plan to operation shortly.
No, who to who?
And
it doesn't say to whom he submitted the plan.
Pardon me?
It doesn't say to whom he submitted the plan. It doesn't say to whom he submitted the plan.
All the documents have not come as yet. Some more documents are to come.
Sir, it is written very clearly the Indian authorities...
Let the documents come, we'll see then.
Sir, it is written very clearly the Indian authorities sought British advice. Sir, it is written...
The government of India come out with the clarity.
One second.
Which authorities?
Okay, 1 minute. First of all, Mr. Dhawan, here the other side. Now, Maheshinder Singh Grewal from Chandigarh, from Ludhiana, advisor to the Chief Minister of Punjab. Mr. Grewal.
Right.
Arnab, I must tell one thing. R.K. Dhawan is a big liar. First, I want to say three things. The Operation Blue Star was planned 1.5 years before it occurred.
I object to your remarks about liar. I take strong objection to your word about liar. At least what you are saying is totally lies. All lies you are going to tell now. You are a liar yourself.
You are the culprit, please. You are the culprit. Please allow me to say something.
Because
don't create nuisance.
I'm culprit of what? What have I done to you that I'm the culprit? What have I done to you that you are?
You are culprit of Sikhs.
You are culprit. You are the culprit.
You are culprit of Sikh genocide in Golden Temple. Now I tell you one thing. Arnab, this is a national shame that a sovereign government seeks a support from a country who ruled this country for 150 years. I think Mrs. Gandhi took it.
That is what I am saying. All this is false. All this is false. This is false.
No, it is correct.
No truth in it.
It is correct. Mr. Dhawan, don't try to disturb.
You are saying correct.
Don't try to disturb. Keep yourself quiet for some time.
Don't say wrong things too. Don't say wrong things at all.
You spoke 100% lie. I tolerated that nonsense. Just listen me now peacefully.
Because you are...
Arnab, first thing.
I can't listen to your nonsense. You are talking nonsense rather.
I heard your lie, white lie. I think that is why Master has kept you there. That you should bark the time he wants. I don't allow this thing. Arnab, just listen. First, it is a national shame that a sovereign country seeks a support of another country. And more so worst, when that country ruled and killed 2,000 innocent Indians about 50-60 years back in Jallianwala Bagh. Second thing, it is a shame again that Indian Army used the advice of another country after happening of Operation Blue Star. The Sikhs in Punjab had a general feeling that...
One sec, Israr Khan. Coming into the debate is Brigadier Retired Israr Rahim Khan, commanding officer of the 10 Guards Battalion, which went into the Golden Temple during Operation Blue Star. Brigadier Khan, please, 1 minute. Brigadier Khan wants to say something here. Brigadier Khan.
You are just talking off your head.
Brigadier Khan.
I think it's better you get your head cleared first.
Brigadier Khan.
You get your head cleared first.
You're
off. You're talking off your head.
Dhawan, can't you keep
know
quiet?
Nothing about history.
Mr. Dhawan, keep quiet for some time.
You know nothing about what happened.
Don't bother. You are trying to be loyal to Sonia Gandhi.
Sir,
Dhawan, you are trying to be more loyal to Sonia Gandhi.